Shall we move on to more One Piece theories?
This again? Time for your meds, don't you think?
The final war of One Piece is one of the most anticipated events in the entire series. And now, with the end of King Harold's flashback in the Elbaf arc, I believe we are standing right at the doorstep of this massive event that will spread across the entire world. The final war, or the Ragnarok of One Piece. But what can this apocalyptic event from Norse mythology reveal about the deepest secrets of Eiichiro Oda's story? How do Viking prophecies connect to the ancient weapons, the Void Century, and the fate of the Straw Hat? Buckle up, because we are about to dive deep into a theory that connects everything. After the opening sequence, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into today's content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And without further delay, let's get into the video. The Elbaf arc is absolutely special because Elbaf is literally connected to the entire lore of One Piece, and especially to the final war. And there is a very clear reason for that. Since the beginning of the saga, Oda has been planting seeds about the giants. Remember Little Garden? Dory and Brogy fighting for 100 years over a matter of honor? That wasn't just a fun arc. It was our first introduction to a warrior culture that would later become crucial to understanding the ending of the story. Then we have Big Mom and Whole Cake Island and the entire tragedy involving Mother Carmel and the rage attack that destroyed Elbaf. Oda showed us the destructive power of an uncontrollable giant child. Now imagine an entire army of them. And now in Elbaf, we are learning about King Harold, about Loki, about the Sunstone, about Adam and Eve. All of this has a single name in mythology, Ragnarok. The mythological foundation. Ragnarok in Old Norse literally means the fate of the gods. It is the apocalyptic event that marks the end of a cycle and the rebirth of the world. And it stands on three fundamental pillars. First pillar, the death of Balder, the moral trigger. Balder was the god of light, purity, joy, and justice, the most beloved among all the gods. His mother, Frigg, made every single thing in the universe swear never to harm him, except for mistletoe, which she considered harmless. Loki, the god of trickery, discovered this weakness. He deceived Höður, the blind god, into firing a mistletoe arrow at his own brother. Balder's death plunged the world into sorrow and shattered the bonds of trust among the gods, signaling that the order of the universe was collapsing. Second pillar, Fimbulwinter. The apocalyptic winter after Balder's death, the world enters Fimbulwinter, the winter of winters. There are 3 consecutive winters with no summer in between. Snow falls from all directions, ice dominates the land, and the sun loses its warmth. The scarcity of resources drives humanity into absolute chaos. Ethics disappear, brothers fight brothers for food and survival. It is the total collapse of civilization. Third pillar, the breaking of the chains. The beginning of hostilities. With the world in chaos, imprisoned monsters are set free. Fenrir, the giant wolf, breaks his chains. In some versions, he or his sons, Skull and Hati, devour the sun and the moon. Jörmungandr, the World Serpent, rises from the oceans, spreading poison across the land. Loki escapes his punishment and takes command of Naglfar, the ship made from the nails of the dead, leading the giants against the gods. Oda's method of adaptation. Before we connect everything, we need to understand how Oda works with mythologies and historical figures. He does not make direct copies. He dismantles, reorganizes, and recreates. The case of Blackbeard and Whitebeard. The best example is Edward Teach, the historical pirate known as Blackbeard. Oda took this single pirate and created 3 characters: Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, the villain; Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, the hero Thatch, the victim whom Teach killed to steal the Yami Yama no Mi. See the pattern? One single pirate became 3 characters with completely different roles in the narrative, and Oda did the exact same thing with Norse mythology. Loki and Höður became one. In mythology, Loki is the trickster who deceives Höður, the blind god, into killing Balder. In One Piece, Loki wears a blindfold and is introduced as a chained prince. Oda fused both characters into one, taking Loki's deceptive essence and Höður's visual traits. And this is brilliant because it shows that Oda is not simply copying myths, he is creating something entirely new. using the elements that best serve his story. Baldur is Nika plus King Harald. Baldur is described as the god of light, purity, joy, and justice. Doesn't that ring a bell? Nika, the sun god, the warrior of liberation. But I also see a lot of Baldur in King Harald, the beloved leader, the god king who brought prosperity to Elbaf, and his death or betrayal could be the trigger for the final war. If we follow the Ragnarok structure, this betrayal would be equivalent to the death of Baldur, the moral event that starts the collapse of everything. Gunko and the Arrows of Fate. In mythology, Baldur dies from a mistletoe arrow. In One Piece, Oda introduced Gunko precisely in Elbaf, a character whose powers are based on arrows and projectiles. Coincidence? I don't think so. Gunko may play a crucial role in this arc, possibly even being manipulated by someone, just like Höður was manipulated by Loki. Tehem Fimbulwinter's The Three Worlds, The Three Eras. Fimbulwinter consists of 3 consecutive winners, and Oda absolutely loves the number 3. Let me explain why. In numerology and symbolism, 3 represents completeness. The 3 states of water, liquid, solid, gas. The human trinity, body, soul, spirit. In Christianity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. In the Apocalypse, the beast, the Antichrist, the devil. In One Piece, 3 layers of the Atom Tree. The lower world, roots, the sun world, trunk, the top of the tree, canopy. 3 manifestations of Nika. The first, Nika, still unknown. Joy Boy, the second, and Luffy, the third. 3 ancient weapons, Pluton, Poseidon, Uranus. 3 types of haki, observation, armament, conquerors. 3 powers that rule the world, the Marines, the Shichibukai, now extinct, and the Yonko. The Eternal Winter, Im's kingdom. Look at this connection. During Fimbulwinter, ice dominates the land and the sun loses its warmth. Who controls the world right now? Im Sama, the one who literally erased the Void Century, destroyed Lulusia with the Mother Flame, which may be Uranus, and keeps the world shrouded in darkness. Im's kingdom is the spiritual winter of One Piece. It is the era where the sun, Nika, lost its warmth, where Joy Boy was defeated, and where true history was frozen. Scarcity of resources equals Vegapunk's revelation. In chapter 1113, Vegapunk revealed to the entire world that the planet will sink. The oceans will rise, islands will disappear, and resources will become scarce, the 3rd stage of Fimbulwinter. Scarcity of resources leads humanity into absolute chaos, ethics vanish, and brothers begin to fight brothers. The final war will not be just Marines versus pirates. It will be the entire world fighting to survive, kingdom against kingdom, brother against brother, total chaos. Fenrir equals Blackbeard, the devourer. Fenrir is the giant wolf who devours the sun and the moon. In some versions, it is his sons, Skull and Hati, who do so. Who in One Piece is known for devouring powers? Blackbeard. He absorbed the Yami Yami no Mi, killed Whitebeard, and stole the Gura Gura no Mi, the power capable of destroying the world. The Yami Yami no Mi literally creates a black hole that devours everything. It is the absolute antithesis of the sun. And there are strong theories that teach is not a single person, but possibly multiple personalities, or even brothers. Skull and Hati, perhaps? In chapter 434, back in Jaya, we see Luffy, Zoro, and Nami speaking about Blackbeard in a very strange way. That guy. No, those guys, probably. This was never fully explained. Jormungandr equals the Grand Line plus Im. Jormungandr is the World Serpent that encircles Midgard, biting its own tail. When it breaks free, the oceans overflow and poison spreads everywhere. The Grand Line is literally a band that circles the world of One Piece. But I believe Oda will also apply this symbolism to Im Sama. Im means sea in German. Im lives in Mary Geois at the top of the Red Line. The Red Line divides the world. Im controls the ancient weapons. Vegapunk said the world will sink when that power is used. Im Sama may be the equivalent of Jormungandr, the entity that, once its true power is unleashed, will cause the oceans to overflow and drown the world. Loki and Naglfar, the army of Elbaf. In mythology, Loki escapes his punishment and takes command of Naglfar, the ship made from the nails of the dead, leading the giants against the gods. In One Piece, Loki is chained in Elbaf, accused of killing his father. But what if he is freed? Theory: Loki will not become a Straw Hat. He'll be the one who leads the army of giants in the final war. His liberation will mark the true beginning of Ragnarok. And Naglfar? It may be a reference to Noah, the massive ship in Fishman Island, so large that only giants or sea kings could move it. Joy Boy promised to use it for something. This could be the Naglfar of One Piece. Yggdrasil and the Adam-Eve trees. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is the world tree that connects the 9 realms. It has roots reaching the world of the dead, a trunk in Midgard, the human world, a crown reaching Asgard, the realm of the gods. In One Piece, we constantly see references to Adam, the strongest wood, and Eve, the giant tree in Mary Gioi's that brings light to Fishman Island. These trees connect the 3 layers of the One Piece world. The underwater world, Fishman Island, 10,000 meters below. The surface world, the Blue Sea. The celestial world, Sky Islands and Mary Gioi's. The Eve tree literally supports Mary Gioi's. If it falls during the final war, the entire structure of the world government collapses. That is the equivalent of Yggdrasil shaking during Ragnarok. Valhalla and the Will of D. In Valhalla, the most honorable warriors, the Einherjar, are chosen by Valkyries to fight alongside the gods during Ragnarok. The Will of D may be the equivalent of the Einherjar, those chosen to fight in the final battle. Every D we know carries this destiny. Gold D. Roger, who started the Great Pirate Era, Monkey D. Dragon, leader of the Revolutionaries, Monkey D. Luffy, the reincarnation of Nika, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, who defied the Celestial Dragons, Portgas D. Ace, whose death changed the world, Marshall D. Teach, Chaos Incarnate. All of them are destined to take part in the final war. That is the fate of the D, Odin and the sacrifice for knowledge. In mythology, Odin sacrificed one eye to drink from the well of wisdom and gain knowledge of runes and prophecies. Shanks lost an arm to save Luffy. That sacrifice may have been necessary for something greater, a destiny or knowledge he foresaw. Shanks knows the secrets of the world has been to Laugh Tale and now moves like someone who knows exactly what is coming. Morgans is literally a birdman who controls global news. He documents everything, spreads information, and acts as the eyes and ears preparing the world for what is to come. And he has been refusing to obey the world government, choosing to publish the truth. Morgans may be crucial in spreading the final message when the war begins. Putting all the pieces together. The Ragnarok of One Piece has already begun. The death of Baldur equals the betrayal of King Harald in Elbaf and the suppression of Nika. Fimbulwinter equals the 3 eras under Im's control, culminating in Vegapunk's revelation. The breaking of the chains equals Loki being freed, Blackbeard amassing power, and the ancient weapons awakening the Fafnzingsmi. The final war will involve the army of Elbaf, led by Loki, Dragon's revolutionaries attacking Mary Gioi's, the Marines divided between justice and orders, the remaining Yonko choosing sides, the entire world fighting over scarce resources, Blackbeard as the agent of absolute chaos, Im Sama wielding the ancient weapons, and Luffy as Nika leading true liberation. Oda took Ragnarok and expanded it into not just a battle, but an event that will completely redefine the world of One Piece. Just as Ragnarok ends with the rebirth of the world, the final war will create a new era where the dawn finally arrives. Of all the mythologies Oda uses in One Piece, Greek, Japanese, Chinese, Buddhist, Norse mythology is practically the backbone of the final war's lore and the fate of the world. Elbaf is not just another arc, it is where everything planted since Chapter 1 begins to bloom. Ragnarok is coming, and Luffy is the sun god who will bring the dawn after the longest winter. And you, what do you think of this theory? Do you believe Loki will be freed? What role will the giants play in the final war? Leave your theories in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any theories. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and be free like the wind.